Good afternoon, you're watching the Tip TV Finance Show. I'm Beth Payne and I'm joined today by my co-host Charlie Gibson. Welcome, Charlie.
Thank you.
And today we are speaking to Paul Johnson, who's CEO of Metal Tiger. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us. Can you start by giving us an overview of Metal Tiger and what you do?
Yes, of course. Well, Metal Tiger is a relatively new company. We started in business 2 years ago by moving into Brady Exploration, an investing company, Shell on AIM. We've got two divisions. One is Metal Projects, which invests in what we hope to be large-scale mineral projects by supporting local teams on the ground and giving them money from London to do their work. And we have an asset trading division where we hope to make profits by buying and then selling at a premium shares and other financial instruments in listed resource companies. We're relatively active on ASX, TSX, but our focus is AIM at the moment for that investing side of the business.
Is it so? Can I ask, Paul? Is it what do you bring, if you like, or what does Metal Tiger bring when it makes an investment? Is it deep technical expertise, or is it access to financial markets, or is it a bit of both?
Oh, it's a little bit of both, but it's mainly the money. And in the last 2 years, we've seen pretty bad resource markets. You know that. It's been a bit of a mare, as they say, and we've been one of the few companies active out there willing to put money into other resource companies and mineral projects. And it's open season, still is open season really for good quality mineral projects. You can acquire them on sensible terms. We never like to screw anybody in the business. We get them for reasonable amounts of money or for reasonable commitment terms going forward. Then we put in that money over a period of time, and we sit there and we watch what they do. We're not allowed under the rules to get actively involved in management on the ground because we're an investing company, not an operator. Bit of a frustration sometimes. But yeah, we can apply technical knowledge and capability. All of our investments are monitored by a competent person, Nick O'Reilly, who sits above it from a technical perspective. And we have the big Terry Grammer, who's our chairman, who's well known in Australian circles as an award-winning geologist who also sits there and manages what we do. Recently, we took on a chief technical officer to further help that side of the business as well, Jordan Luckett. So we have a good technical team, plenty of finance availability in London, and it's a combination approach.
Did you find that it's quite difficult to walk that line where you say you're not actually allowed to get involved with the operations, you're not allowed to manage them? I mean, is that a frustration for you?
No, I understand. It's born out of the AIM rules, because what the AIM market wants to do is make sure there's a clear categorisation. And if you're investing, you are investing, you're not managing. So you can have a degree of influence, obviously, because you're providing finance for these organisations to go about their work. But we like to keep it reasonably straightforward. In the case of our metal projects, they all have their own budgets locally. They all manage those budgets. We engage with them, obviously, as an investor, but they go about their business reasonably well. The key to it, to make your life easier, you have to invest in the right kind of people that you like and that you're comfortable with from a business perspective. In reality, in the background, it's a great annoyance, though. Yeah.
I mean, presumably your technical guy wants to go down and say, no, you want to drill here, or you want to, you know.
Yeah, well, he can do that, right, in fairness.
That's as an advisory sort of.
Yeah, to a degree, you can do that. And you hope that people on the ground will listen to sensible advice. Yeah. And in fairness, they do. But we can't be actively involved in management, which is a frustration. Sometimes you would like to have more of a hands-on role. When we put money into companies through our asset trading division, occasionally we've gone on the board, but we can't go on the board as executives. We have to go on the board as non-executives. Hence, again, not having control of operations.
Tell us a little bit, you know, so you have a portfolio of projects. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about them. What's the lead project and where's it going? Well,
actually, I would have said a short while ago it was Botswana, and it still is a significant project within our portfolio. We've found a significant copper-silver discovery in Botswana. We own 30% directly, and we have another few percent through a holding in MOD Resources, who are the operator of the project. They're listed on the ASX. That's an enormous copper-silver deposit. We've only scratched the surface, and we've just produced our first maiden resource statement with 350,000 tonnes of copper, 14 million or so ounces of silver. a huge resource in situ, scraping on a couple of $1 billion, and that's the first resource from this project, and it's a huge area of licenses with a dozen targets or so available to us. So that's, I would say, you know, that's probably number one in terms of market perception of value. But we recently signed a commercial agreement in Thailand to bring 2 silver lead zinc mines back into production. We have to permit, we have to refurbish, and then hopefully produce. And that's relatively near term for us. So because the commercial agreement's been signed, I would say that's now a very, very substantial part of our business too.
Tell us a little bit about the geology. Thailand, I don't think, is a very well-known destination for mining investment from the London.
Tourism, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
But not for mining. We found it a great place to do business. You have to understand how to operate in Thailand on the ground. We have a team in Thailand who have been there for many, many years. The 2 lead members of that team are married to Thai ladies. They've been there in one case as a copper concentrate trader, copper zinc concentrate trader for 15, 17 years, that kind of level. Our general manager in Thailand has been there for over 10 years, operating on the ground. The geology is exceptional. I'm not a geologist, but they sit down and explain it to me in simple terms. There are resources aplenty across the country. The operating environment is not well understood, so it tends to deter investors, but we're a bit contrarian, so we like to go into those places where other people don't want to go or are reluctant to go. We find from the operating environment and the mines ministries that things are moving forward positively. And we think in due course a lot more companies, larger companies in particular, will be engaged with Thailand. At the moment we're probably the largest, one of the largest investors in the country, and we're building a national database of all the geological potential, all the current licenses, applications and so on. So our knowledge of the country is probably better than anyone else's right now.
And is that? I mean, where are the assets geographically within Thailand? Because are they close to the Myanmar border? Is what I'm really asking.
Right, well, our silver lead zinc mines are about 300 kilometres northwest of Bangkok, not too far away from the Myanmar border.
So that's that same bit of mineralisation which goes into Myanmar, and because if you go there, you know, they talk about the silver lead mines in the north of the country.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they do tend to be peppered around. Yeah. The problem or challenge with Myanmar is that if you punch it into Google, then you get lots of information about the security issues in the Kachin state and this kind of thing, and people worry about what's been going on in country. Again, probably a fantastic time to think about investing in Myanmar. We're certainly looking there. We're looking at Cambodia. We're looking at Laos. We're looking at all the countries around where we're operating, or our team are operating on the ground at the moment. Otherwise, our projects are spread around the country, to be honest. There's no one particular geographic focus. We have a variety of different interests: base metals, precious metals, energy metals, all sorts of different things.
That's your lead asset. Any more you'd like to talk about? So you talked about Botswana, you talked about Thailand.
Yeah, I have to talk about Spain, because Spain is the poor sister in terms of marketing and PR at the moment, something we're going to change. We've got a great team in Spain. We're using really innovative approach to exploration. We started supporting them last year. They were looking for tungsten and gold. They managed to find 2 tungsten deposits in 2015 and plenty of gold mineralisation. And we like them so much, we signed another joint venture agreement with them this year for a further Maria gold focus license. So Spain is building. There are huge amounts of potential in country. Got to be careful with the regions you operate in, but we think that's something that we can scale up dramatically in the coming months and the next couple of years. And
Spain, although not everybody knows this, but it does have a culture. The Iberian Pyrite Belt is the largest of its kind in the world, and it is an extremely prospective part of not just Europe, but of the world. For the assets that you're looking at, or the metals you're looking for.
Absolutely. You don't have to fly halfway around the world from London to find great opportunities. They're on our doorstep, and in the United Kingdom as well. So we're eager to build Spain. We're eager to build further European interests as we go forward.
Just finally, because I know we're running out of time, but share price up from what, slightly under a penny to threepence halfpenny at the moment. up about 4 times in a fairly short period of time.
Yeah, so, but since that happened, we were very grieved when it was a penny, I have to tell you. But we've found a major copper-silver discovery in Botswana. We found an ability to sign the commercial agreement in Thailand and move forward and build a tremendous Thai business with multiple assets. We're building in Spain. We've had tremendous success in our asset trading, and we've made considerable profits on that side of the business. So we're just focused and moving forward. What we have to do now is find a way to crystallize value from our existing assets and from an astonishingly large and growing pipeline of opportunities, and then distribute that to shareholders. We want to return value to shareholders as quickly as we can.
Look forward to that very much.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are out of time, but thank you very much for coming in. It's been great having you. That
Thank
was
you.
Paul Johnson, CEO of Metal Tiger. We'll be back after the break.